Hey, I'm Karen Steinbach, and welcome to Leadership Listens and Reads.
So I hiked into this beautiful lake today, and in honor of the giant tree that fell near me, not falling on me, we're going to celebrate with a little bit of chat about leadership. And today I'm talking about Adam Quine's podcast, Get Lit, episode 131, which is about content versus context. Adam is a high-level performance coach, executive coach, leadership coach. Really, I like a lot of his teachings. And his podcast can be kind of hit or miss for me, but this one is certainly something that resonated with me. So in this episode, he really talks about the difference between our content, kind of what we think, what we see, what we say, versus our context, which is kind of the world that we've created around us. And there's so many things in this episode that every time I listen to it, I've probably listened to it 4 or 5 times since it came out, and I take away a little different nugget every time. But the one that's just kind of like continues to make my mind twist up in knots is this concept that we all have this belief system, and it's the lens through which we see the world, and it is everything. I mean, it applies to all things that we have an opinion or a thought about. And the challenge is we're not even aware of it. It's just our lens of the world. It's kind of like the water we swim in. Like, we don't even recognize that it's around us. And what happens is those beliefs then drive our actions. So because we believe certain things, we act in certain ways, right? And again, we're not doing this consciously much of the time. We're actually just thinking that we're living our truth, right? We're living the world as it occurs to us, as it seems true to us. So our beliefs drive our actions. Our actions, in essence, help us create a world around us that's in alignment with those actions. And so our beliefs drive our actions create our world. And then, because our world is derived from our beliefs and actions, it actually reinforces our beliefs as true. And this is such a powerful concept, and it takes like a bunch of sitting down and thinking and wrapping our minds around. But it explains so much, right? It explains why we can have the division we currently have over a number of things in a political or around COVID, around vaccination, whatever in our country, and how everyone can be so solidly stuck in their belief system without recognizing it's even their belief system, right? They're just recognizing it as what's true in the world. And it also explains why so often as leaders, when we're attempting to help people, we're trying to help, we think we're helping, we're offering good ideas, they can't receive it as a good idea if it doesn't align with their belief system and their world that they have created around them. And that's really helpful to know, right? Because it doesn't mean we don't have good ideas. It doesn't mean we're not being supportive, but we need to understand why they're being resistant. And it's not just because they don't want to be they don't want our leadership. And the same thing for ourselves, right? We're very often resistant to support and to others helping us and offering us helpful ways of changing the ways we think or act, but we struggle with being able to accept that. So I love this episode. There's so much in it. There are tips on kind of how to get around that. Mostly the one of the key takeaways is the fact that we really can't see this stuff for ourselves. It's stuff that we need other reliable people's help to see. But it's so important that we make the effort to address it, because until we do, we're going to keep bumping up against the same challenges and the same limitations in our growth. And we aren't going to see the fact that we aren't seeing the additional opportunities that are there for us. So, Adam Quine, Get Lit, episode 131. Enjoy.